JUnit test. In addition to add test, there are a few more annotations which are present in JUnit. In this step, we'll look at them quickly. One of the important annotations is something called at before. At before is one of the annotations which is present in JUnit. So I'll say public void, and I'll do a sysout to be very easy. So sysout control space, I'll say before. I would want to actually add in something. So I'll say test1 and I'll call this test2. So now let's go ahead and run the test. The shortcut is Alt-Shift-X, run JUnit test is T. So Alt-Shift-X T also runs the unit test. So you can see that before is running test2, before test1. One of the important things with JUnit is there is no guarantee of how the tests are run. So this test can be run before this test, or this test can be run before test. All that JUnit guarantees is the test will be run. The order is not really guaranteed. But the thing which is guaranteed with add before is the fact that the before would be running before every test. So if you want to do something before every test, like you want to establish a new connection to the database or something of that kind, you can do that in the add before. So add before test1. So you can see that in this example, when I'm running only test1, before and test1 are running. If I run the entire test, so let's run the entire JUnit test again with 2 tests. So you'd see that before method is invoked before every test. So before method, next the test. Before method, next the test. Similar to before, there is something called after. So the name of the method does not really matter. What matters is the annotation. I'm doing a command 1 to import this, and this should be called after. Alt-Shift-X, run JUnit test. So you can see that before test, after, before test, after. So the after method is run after every test. So if there is some cleanup that you would want to do after every test, then you can do that in the after method. Similar to the before and the after methods, there are things called before class and after class. Before class and after class. There's a small thing that you need to do before these pieces of code would compile. One is import the before class, command 1, after class. However, if you run this right now, you'd see that there would be an error. So it says initialization error. Why is there an initialization error? It says method before class should be static. One of the things that you need to remember is the fact that before class and after class are class level methods. So they are applicable for the entire class. And all class level methods should be static. In JUnit, before class and after class should be static methods. Right click, run as JUnit test. That's it. So now I'll have to differentiate. So I'll call this before class and after class. Now let's see what happens. Now you can see before class, before test2, after, before test1, after, and then after class. So the before class and after class are run before all tests. So before any test runs, before class would be run. After class would be run after all the tests have completed execution. Probably things like establishing a database connection might be things that we would do in a before class. Initializing some data for the test, probably something that can be done in a before class. Sorry, in a before method. In this step, we looked at few important annotations that are related to unit tests. One is before and after. Before and after are run before and after every test method. And before class and after class, these are run once for every test class. The idea is not to really make you an expert on JUnit. As we do more examples with JUnit, you'd gain more expertise. But the idea was to introduce you to the JUnit framework and think about how you can make the best use of them. For me, the two important reasons why JUnit framework is famous and it's widely adapted is A, it's automation testing. So you can keep using it multiple times. I can keep running these tests almost every day whenever there's a code change, and I would be able to find bugs very fast. Also, another purpose why JUnit can be used is whenever you are learning something. So whenever you are trying a new concept, you can write a JUnit test for it and try to make sure that you are understanding that concept really well. In 28 minutes, we really believe that JUnit is a framework that all programmers should master. And we would recommend you to try these examples again and try to understand them really well. Until the next step, bye bye.